Hello, my name is Sally Gimmon, and I'm the owner of thetrustisyou.com, and also a podcast called Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. I want to teach as many U.S. business owners, 1099, and also investors to save federal taxes. So few people have ever heard of the Spendthrift Trust. Let's start with some very easy questions. Number one. Do you want to leave a legacy for future generations? Please say yes or raise your hand. Number two, do you want to save federal taxes year after year, generation after generation? Again, please raise your hand as high as you can. Raise it as high as you can. And number three, do you want to know the secret of the rich? Again, please raise your hand. This is for everyone to know. Now, the Spendthrift Trust is legal. It's copyrighted, 72 years copyrighted, not a single trust has ever been audited, and it's in the IRS Tax Code 643B, like Bravo. This trust has been around since King Henry VIII started the Church of England, way back in, I think, 1555. Don't quote me on that. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England. They went further back to history, to the Magna Carta. It came over to the colonies while we were still part of England, and the law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023. It's been around for a very long time. Now, with the Spendthrift Trust, it's going to save you in four very important ways. The first, federal taxes, year after year, generation after generation. You will not be completely tax-free. There are certain taxes, and I will go over this, what taxes it will save. Number two, it's going to keep your information 100% private. There's a false rumor out there. Your LLC, your S Corp, or your C Corp will keep your information private. Oh, no. I can send a Freedom of Information letter to the Secretary of State or the Corporation Commission with a stamped envelope, and I can get all that information. 40% of all LLCs are sued every year. Remember that. Number three, I can't stop you from being sued, but the old adage from Nelson Rockefeller, own nothing, control everything. Everything's inside the trust. Me, myself, I'm worth nothing. You can't get blood from a stone. The lawsuits become frivolous. And number four, if you're not aware of the 2024 Corporate Transparency Act that starts on January 1st from the Treasury Department, if you have any of the Spendthrift Trusts, you do not have to do the paperwork. Now, I do want to discuss this with you right now, because if you don't know about the 2024 Corporate Transparency Act, it is starting January 1st. If you're an established LLC, doing business as, or corporation, you have on January 1st, 2025 to do the paperwork for the Treasury Department. If you start a new LLC, doing business as, or corporation anytime in 2024, you have 90 days or 3 months to do the paperwork. If you do not do the paperwork, there are some harsh punishments, either $10,000 or 2 years in jail, or both. $10,000 or 2 years in jail, or both. If you do the paperwork and it's incomplete, and they don't get back to you within 5 weeks, they're going to charge you $500 a day, including Saturday and Sunday, for every day that it's incomplete. So please, if you want to know more about the Corporate Transparency Act, I can send you documentation. My email is info at thetrustisyou.com. And just say, please send me information about the Treasury Corporate Transparency Act, and I will. If you have any of the trusts, you don't have to worry about this. That's really special. Now, I am going to discuss two of the trusts very much in detail today. The first one is a business trust. This is for all U.S. business owners and 1099 income earners. I can legally say you will save at least 90% of your federal income taxes year after year, generation after generation. If you're in a state with state income taxes, not making fun of these people, but if you're in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Kentucky, Illinois, or California, you get everything into the trust, you will also save state income taxes. The federal trust is on the federal level. The Spendthrift Trust is on the federal level and competes or does away with everything on the state level. Again, my clients are saving thousands and thousands of dollars. Just to give you some examples, because I want you to know how my clients are saving money. One of my clients who has 2 pizzerias here in the Charlotte area, mom and pop shop, not doing pretty good, but not nothing rich. They're making about $15,000 per month, which is $180,000 per year. They file jointly. There's 4 ways to file your taxes: married jointly, married separately, head of household, or single. And there's 7 different layers to your tax code, from 10% to 37%. So this couple files jointly, and they're at 22% tax rate. With them saving 90% every single year, they're going to save over $27,193 each year, at least. Most of my clients are between 90 to 95% savings every year. With their savings in 2024, they're going to open a 3rd pizzeria. In 2025, they'll open a 4th pizzeria. When they retire in 2035, they'll leave 2 pizzerias to one child, no inheritance tax, and 2 pizzerias to another child, no inheritance tax, and they too will save federal income taxes. And North Carolina doesn't have state income tax. Some of my other clients, a husband and wife who have an auto body shop in New Jersey, 90%, they will be saving $36,469 every year. That's 5 digits of money they're saving. That's both federal income taxes and state New Jersey income taxes. A client who is a hairdresser and runs a beauty school in Los Angeles, she's going to save over $401,609 every single year. She's in Los Angeles. That's California as state income taxes and federal taxes. I have another client, a Shopify store owner. She's selling earrings. She's in Utah. She's going to be saving $17,338 every single year. She's nice and young. She just turned 24. What if she keeps doing her Shopify store for the next 30 years? How much money will she be saving over her lifetime? Now, when you are saving all this money, you're going to get a new EIN, or employee identification number. You're going to open up a new bank account, and the money is going to start flowing through that new bank account. When that money goes there and you no longer have to pay that, you'll have to pay something for the federal income taxes. Personally, in 2022, I saved 92% of my federal income taxes. I only paid 8%. That rest of the money I could use to pay down my mortgage. I can buy a new car. I can go on vacation. I can start up another location. I can start up a 4th online store. It is your money to do with what you want, how you want, where you want. This is the business trust. Again, the business Spendthrift Trust is for U.S. business owners and 1099 income earners. You will save at least 90% of federal income taxes and state income taxes every single year. I invite you to set up a personal 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. Please go out to my website. www.thetrustisyou.com is my website. You can get a free video there. Or if you go www.thetrustisyou.com/scheduling, you can set a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. I will take you out to NerdWallet, show you how much you'll be saving, show you the formula. I will give you 2 pages of case law to give to your financial advisor or to your CPA. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, why does my CPA not know this? Why has no one told me about this? The real reason for this is there are over 1 million attorneys, active attorneys in the United States right now. Only 4% of them are trust attorneys. But all the other 96% of the attorneys only spend about 2 hours on trust in law school. 97% of all trusts sold every year are what my mom and dad had and what Susie Orman talks about on PBS television, the family trust. There's nothing wrong with the family trust. The family trust just avoids going through probate and then dissolves. Does not save you taxes, does not keep your information private, does not stop you from paying any lawsuits if you're in a lawsuit, and does not stop you from doing the Corporate Transparency Act. Again, this is the trust. This is not your mom and dad's trust. This is the trust that the Barron families have. The Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Kennedys, the Carnegies, O.J. Simpson, and U.S. presidents. This is the secret of the rich. Now, to go to the next trust I want to talk about, the beneficial trust. This is for all U.S. investors. I don't care what kind of investor you are, you're going to save the following taxes year after year, generation after generation. You're no longer going to pay short-term or long-term capital gains. You're not going to pay interest income, dividend income, rental income taxes, and royalty income taxes. Year after year, generation after generation. So let me give you some examples of how I'm saving with the Business Spendthrift Trust. My personal story, if you don't mind. Back in October of 2018, my oldest nephew got married. My mom and dad drove from Arizona to North Carolina for the wedding. My mom got sick. She got septic. She was on a ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital for 15 months. Very scary time. I flew out for the wedding for one weekend, and I flew back because I had to be at work at 6 a.m. on Monday morning. My dad stayed in North Carolina with my mom for 9 months. I was going out to their house once a week and forwarding the mail to my dad because he had planned to be gone for only 2 weeks. In December of 2018, there was a letter that was 27 pages thick. It was my mom's Medicare statement for the first month in the hospital. When I opened it up, in big bold black letters, it said it was $172,000. Yikes. I'm standing in my parents' kitchen. I knew I had my mortgage. I had 2 car payments because my brand new 3-week-old car, driving to work in October, 3 weeks old, didn't have gap insurance. I was the second car on a green light. Some idiot at 7:30 in the morning ran the red light, T-boned me on the passenger side, had no insurance, and I had another car payment. I had student loans to pay off, and I had credit cards to pay off. Right then and there, in my parents' kitchen, I called my friend Glenn, who had invited me to a real estate meeting, and I said, Glenn, I need to change my life today. He's like, Sally, we're having a Christmas party next Saturday. Bring a $5 gift and some food and meet some real estate investors. Best decision of my life. Next week, I went to the party. In 2019, I was working full-time as a Medicare broker, and I wholesaled 7 houses. Doing fantastic. Paid off all my debt. Had nothing. I didn't have to worry about anything. When I had to do my taxes for 2029, my CPA called me and asked me to come to his office in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm living in Phoenix. I drive out there for a 3 o'clock appointment. We sit down. He goes, Sally, you did very well in real estate, but do you realize you owe $79,000 to the federal government for short-term capital gains? Hence the title of my podcast, Stop Paying Capital Gains Now, with an exclamation mark. I shook his hand. He got me on a payment plan. He did the thing for my parking pass, go down to the parking garage, get into my car, and I cried for 20 minutes. $79,000. I mean, silly Sally, I should have known better. I didn't know what I was doing in real estate. It's amazing how many people I talk to who also don't know what's going on. Short-term capital gains, interest income, dividend income, and rental income is all taxed between 10% to 37%, 7 different layers. In 2019, I went from 22% tax bracket to a 24% tax bracket, and I had to pay more taxes. Well, now that I have both the business and the beneficial Spendthrift Trust, I still say I 24% for every deal I do because that's what I used. Long-term capital gains are more than anything for more than a year, and they are either 15% or 20%. So if you're selling a business, maybe a restaurant, maybe a car wash, maybe an apartment building, you're going to have to pay long-term capital gains. One of my clients who sold a restaurant, at 15%, he saved $460,000. At 20%, he saved $600,000. He's 69 years old. His wife is 64. That changes their retirement completely. I mean, think of that. That's 6 figures that they are saving. Now, he was working with a business broker, and the person who bought the restaurant, that he too got the business trust, so he could be saving money too. This is an amazing thing. The business broker became my affiliate. He gets paid for referring clients to me. Now, so capital gains is when you sell something at a profit. Maybe you're a real estate investor. Maybe you're a crypto investor. Maybe you're a forex investor. Maybe you're selling baseball cards. Whatever you're doing, you could be saving so much money. Interest income. This is for all passive investors. If you have doing anything passively, if you're doing creative financing, subject to financing, seller financing, the BRRRR strategy, or I have 12 notes. I have the paper on the house. I don't own the house. People are paying me their mortgage. That's interest income. Again, tax between 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket. Dividend income. This is if you're in the stock market. Are you a day trader? Are you doing commodities trading? Are you doing futures trading? Are you doing binary options? If you're an options trader, guess what? You pay 40% for a year or less, or you pay 60% for a year or more. You could be saving that money with the Spendthrift Trust. Just recently, Costco did a special $15 dividend for every share of taxes. One of my clients who has 100 shares at Costco will save at his tax rate over $490 a year on that taxes. He could take, as he says, my wife and I are gonna go on a nice long weekend with that $490 savings. Good for him. Make his marriage happy. So that's dividend income. Rental income. Yes, you can take depreciation. Yes, you can take a cost averaging. But remember, the trust is going to keep your information private, and you'll pay no judgments if you get sued. You can save thousands of dollars at that time. Short-term rental, if you have an Airbnb, vacation rentals, or traveling nurses. Long-term rental, if you have 5 doors, 10 doors, 20 doors, or if you have commercial property, multifamily property, or apartment properties. You could save thousands of dollars every single year. And then finally, royalties. They're taxed a little bit less. They're taxed between 10% to 35%, 2% less. But again, 7 different layers. And if you, one of my artists, she's a, Meta World artist. She's doing a series of 100 pictures. Because her husband and she have the trust, her husband's a wholesaler, she also got to save over $29,000 in 2022. In 2023, she has done 7 series, one of 100 pictures she's selling in the meta world. If you have intellectual property, if you're an NFT investor, if you have copyrighted and things, I get paid copyrighted because of the trust. I don't pay royalties on this. It's an amazing thing. So again, I'm inviting anybody who would like to find out how much money they could be saving to a free 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. www.thetrustisyou.com/scheduling. If I can start helping you save money year after year, generation after generation, it's a life changer. Just give you an idea. In my real estate group, if one of my clients, he wholesaled the house for $50,000. He and his wife filed jointly. They're at 22%. With that $50,000, they were able to save $11,000 on that one house. What if he wholesaled 5 houses in 2023? If you do that $11,000 times 5, that's $55,000 he has saved in just 1 year. That's a lot of money. Now, the other trusts that I just want to let you know about, there's a nonprofit trust if you have a nonprofit. There's also a senior trust if you're over 65 to help you not have to worry about paying IRMA. That's IRMAAA, and I forgot the name for IRMA. Individual Retirement Monthly Adjustable Amount, I think, which affects your Part B. And then there's the Real Estate Syndication Trust. All of these trusts are legal, copywritten in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Let me tell you a little bit about the law firm. Paul Benson, 72 years ago, was a Harvard law professor. He studied the Spendthrift Trust. He purposely wrote the Benson Financial Trust 72 years ago, and every time you get a trust, you get a certification saying if you ever get questioned by the IRS, the law firm will defend you free of charge. Guess what? Only once in the last 72 years, one trust was questioned by the IRS agent. And the agent went down to the law firm in Houston. He went into the boardroom, looked over the trust, spent a few hours, and he certified the trust. This trust, in 72 years, none of the trusts have been audited. This trust has stood up in court. Now, you can't do anything illegal in the trust. That's one thing I have to warn you about. But if you would like to find out more, I'm inviting you to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. Again, at this tax breakthrough session with you, I will send you 3 articles from Forbes magazine that talks about the Spendthrift Trust, just to prove to you it's legal. Send you 2 pages of case law. I will send you the information about the Corporate Transparency Act. And then if you're interested, Back to my story. When I found out that I owed $79,000 in short-term capital gains, my great aunt Katie always made a comment saying, "Sleep on it." I went to bed. I was upset. I went to bed early. I woke up at 5 o'clock the next morning going, I need to find this book. In my real estate group, a gentleman named Garrett Gunderson wrote a book called What the Rockefellers Do. He changed the title. It's now called What the Billionaires Do. I will also give you a free PDF copy of the book so you can find out also about the Rockefellers Trust. They call it The Office. The Rockefellers Trust is 7 generations old and has almost 400 people under the same EIN. Again, the rich know this. The rich know how to do this. I want to help the average person who's just trying to make things go better for their family. In my national real estate group, the average person joining is a 56-year-old gentleman who's trying to make some money before retirement. Again, going back to my local pizzeria, Roberto is an immigrant from Italy. His wife, Marianne, she's a North Carolina resident. They had their pizzerias for the past 10 years, and they're going to be saving $29,000 a year. I can't go back to that pizzeria. They keep giving me free food. I'm going to get fat if I keep going there. But if I can help you save money, I don't care if you have an inspection company, if you have an Amazon store, if you have a brick and mortar store, if you're selling your business, there's so many ways I can help you save money. Thank you for watching this. I hope you have a beautiful 2024 and enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye. This is Sally signing off. For watching this, I hope you have a beautiful 2024 and enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye. This is Sally signing off.